We are now going to talk about building your core sandbox. A lot of people laugh at the terminology. Vern came up with it. What's a sandbox? Well, that's your playing field. It's where you go out there into the industry and try to make a mark. So what are the key components of a sandbox? First of all, it's your core clients. It's incredible how often we struggle with identifying the exact core clients we want to work with. And a lot of times we're trying to work with too many core clients. Right? I ask people sometimes, who are you trying to sell to? And it's, oh, everyone who's willing to buy my product. You're probably going to struggle to have the right messaging and the right branding if you're just trying to sell to everyone. So get specific and very much determine who is that core client that you're going to sell to. Once you've discovered your core client, you need to decide what are your core products and services. So you want to get very precise. What are you going to sell specifically into that market? Is it going to be a product? Is it going to be a service? Is it going to be a subscription? Is it going to be recurring? Really get a lot of clarity around the product or service that you're offering into the world. After that, you need to determine specifically the key territories. So again, this gets very convoluted. We speak to people and they start saying, well, I'm just going to sell globally. Sell globally. Do we realize there's billions of people on the earth and hundreds of countries? How are you going to go after all those territories? So you need to be very focused on the territories where you feel you could have the most impact with your product or your service. So really nail down the core territories that you're going to sell to. Fourth element of the core sandbox is how you're going to sell. Are you going to have internal salespeople, sales managers, external reps? Are you going to use marketing and branding? There might be different ways that you're going to go out there and sell. So you need to really determine this because it's going to completely change the structure of your entire business development division. So get very precise on the way you're going to sell and how you're going to get those products to the market. Once you've determined those four big factors, you want to jump into your differentiators. So you need to jump into what makes you unique. So what is it that you need to have in place and do differently to dominate that sandbox? And this can be all divisions in the company, but you need to really get specific. Is it automation that's going to take you to that next level and be better than your competition, for example? Is it going to be a team of A-player salespeople? Is it going to be operationally where you're going to be so process-driven that your processes will be that much better than the people that you're competing with? Get very specific about your differentiators, what makes your branding unique, and that will definitely allow you to take your core sandbox to the next level. It's incredible how often people don't take the time to define their core sandbox. Without a core sandbox, I promise you, you will be lost. It's super important to get very, very clear on who you're selling to, exactly what you're selling, how you're selling, where you're selling, and then make sure that those differentiators are clear. A lot of times those differentiators, by the way, will be more on a 3-year plan. They should be aspirational. So it's not necessarily things you might be doing well today. It's things you're going to need to be doing well into the future. So make sure you spend time on the core sandbox. Trust me, it'll make a world of difference when it comes down to building your strategic plan.